Hello. This is Letters to You in 126. This one's called I'm Scared. Dear Ewan, I wanted to write you a piece after reading a note I wrote that said, I'm scared that if I'm the only one making things up, people will forget that we're just making stuff up. There's so much here. I'm delighted to deconstruct I'm scared and also look at making stuff up. When I say I'm scared, that's a signal to me of a few things. Something is important to me. I'm ready to trust my boundaries more. I wouldn't key on that reactive language if I wasn't ready. Some part of me in the past thought this was so important that he put a knife into himself to act as a kind of meditation bell of pain. I don't know what will happen next, and it's okay, but I should expect to wobble as I get my sea legs. There's no final thought about not worshiping fear. I merely walk away from that altar. So, what's this thing making stuff up? They say there's nothing new under the sun. I want to add that the people experiencing all the old are doing it uniquely. Nobody's journey with their mother is exactly the same as anybody else's. Everyone's loss or joy is unique between them and reality. People need to know that they're allowed, called, and must create their own meanings and curriculums in all the spaces they're not receiving aligned freebies from other travelers. That's confusing. I tell people stuff that Voldemort told me, the cult told me, Bob told me, Liz told me, and things I found myself. Most of this stuff isn't actionable. It's mostly recognizable. I can recognize my arrival in the insight when the shared insight makes sense to me. The stuff we share is mostly about helping us find our coordinates. What's not going away is we get to keep going. Should I do this or that? Yes. We should acknowledge that we're making a choice to sit on a fence and pretend to not be making a choice yet. Somebody might read that and then pick something and manage to the fence. Where my fear lay before was in me seeing myself and others react to the moment after the leaping, like, who's going to tell me what to do now? Or, what can I think to do that some mentor talked about or would approve of? Ah, all those mofos just made that shit up. It's stuck so it looks like they found it. This bug has just enough truth to be confusing. Sure, it was a bug that was rediscoverable. Sure, it wasn't new as far as never having been seen before. And the person who picked it up this latest time had to open in a way to be ready to be made knewable. We key in on the person who we think made it up first. Is it because it's too big to take in the love of all the people that kept making it up until it got to us? It's creative to take new to us things in. It's not just receptive. We have to choose. We choose to feel our nakedness. What if there's no answer and I'm going to deal with what's actually happening from scratch? Liz used to always quote Osho to me, not knowing is the most intimate. I can and have told myself when wanting intimacy, stay in the not knowing. And that's kind of cool. What's more often occurring is that I'm in a ton of not knowing and I keep leaning in and a miracle happens. And it feels like I was in a car crash but survived. And then I hear her voice, not knowing is the most intimate. And then I'm like, holy fuck, intimacy was something I thought I knew. I opened or made up the next iteration of intimacy. What do I do now? Something, anything, nothing on purpose, like I'm choosing waiting. And I acknowledge the smooth calligraphy of my choice. I note the errors left by my brush and see why they're beautiful. In that beauty, I often notice this is better than I've seen before. And I might pass that better nugget on, this thing I made up slash noticed in my surrender. And someone might find themselves someday, oh, that's what he was talking about. When I start any training, I begin with, this is a different kind of class. I'm a collaborative teacher. It's better to think about this like grad school. Have any of you met someone in grad school for mathematics? They're actually making up the next new math. They're out on the edges of colonized math, and they're wandering further out into the wilderness. You're doing the same thing the next time you get on the phone with your mom. It's the same thing when you're having lunch with your spouse. When you feel disgust at your child's neediness, you're the one who gets to forge the direction of a new ideal. I don't tell them the right way to do anything. I tell them what I've seen, tried, and where I'm interested to look next. In math grad school, the advisors peddle interesting problems to their students. I like to point out what interesting research lines they already seem to be on. For some exercises, I'll show them the 5 ways we've tried to teach it so they can see the direction of our history, struggling with the concept. I can feel myself learning to love my needs here. I need you all to take all your power. We need all of our power because we need all of our love, and power serves love. I don't know if that's true, but I'm making it up that it is. I like hugs in these moments. I'm excited to invite more people into the creation. Let's make some cool shit up. Have a great day. Mike.